swine hath flown, heck hath frozen over. Nintendo is actually offering some decent deals on some of their first-party games. They just announced all of their Black Friday plans. And, I mean, predictably, Switch 2 is not really present here. I think Nintendo probably realizes they really don't need to offer any real discounts on Switch 2. It's not actually going to sway anyone probably at this point. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, there's time for discounts down the line. I mean, they are still offering the Mario Kart World bundle. That's still there. That was not just a launch thing. And that's, you know, you save $30 or whatever. So that's something. But for the most part, their plans involve Switch 1 games. But they do feel surprisingly good, you know, considering Nintendo's ideas of discounts are generally not anything to write home about. And I'm not going to pretend like I have pulled up like all of the lists of all of the different Black Friday deals, and I've proven that this one is like particularly good. I don't know. I would not be surprised though if it was a little bit better than usual. And I think at the very least you could just say the deals are more important now. You know, Nintendo has been charging a lot for a lot of things. There's certainly a perception that they're going a little bit far with the pricing. So I feel like it's a really good opportunity for them to just start easing up a little bit on the older games. You know what I mean? Like, it's give and take. The problem is when it just kind of feels like they're taking only. You've got to throw us a bone. So, like, if you want this new generation to be very expensive, okay, one way you can make us feel a little bit better about that is make the previous generation just a little bit less expensive. So I don't know how much they're going to be doing that, but I feel like that's why this feels a little bit more impactful. And at least from where I'm sitting on my bouncy exercise ball, it feels like they've given a little bit of thought to these deals. You know, I feel like they could be good for a number of different types of buyers. But I'll talk about all that. Let's go down the list first. Oh yeah, well, first, annoying caveat and a reason why Nintendo probably shouldn't get as much credit as maybe I'm giving them is this is physical games at select retailers. It does not seem at this point that they plan on just discounting these across the board, like on the eShop. That would be great. That would be really, really lovely. Get a lot more brownie points with us if you did that. But whatever, it's still pretty good. Okay, here's the list. Princess Peach Showtime, $40. These are all US prices, naturally. Discounts are different in every region pretty much. But yeah, Princess Peach Showtime is $40. Echoes of Wisdom is $40. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD is $40. Luigi's Mansion 3 is $40. Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe is $40. Then Super Mario Odyssey is $30. Whoa, 50? 50% off? I mean, generally, a Nintendo discount is like 10. You get the email on your birthday. Oh, it's your birthday. You get one birthday a year. Here's a 10%, you know, maybe 15. I think 15% discounts is generally what they do. But yeah, a whole 50% off Super Mario Odyssey. Same with Nintendo Switch Sports. It's $30. Same with Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door. Ooh, that's the deal. That's the deal of the century right there. 1,000-Year Door for $30. Half off the game. Same with Splatoon 3. $30. So yeah, a number of games, a whole 50% off. That's pretty darn notable right there. And like I said, I like this list because it's going to work for a number of people. So first of all, you've got like new people entering the Nintendo ecosystem. Somehow that maybe still exists. People who never really got in on the Switch, but just now they're picking up a Switch or they're getting a Switch 2. They want to play some of these games that were released over the last 8 years. A lot of them are probably going to want to play Super Mario Odyssey. That's one of the biggest games on Switch, and here it is, 50% off, and Switch, it runs better on Switch too. It's got the free performance boost, so like that's actually a really good value proposition there. You get a brand new Switch 2 right now you've never played these games before, you get a cheap copy of Mario Odyssey, and it runs really well on Switch 2. That's cool. Nintendo Switch Sports is another just very, very broadly appealing game. And then same with Splatoon 3. That's another game that has been upgraded to run better on Switch 2. It's received a lot of content over, like Splatoon 3, like even without buying the DLC. It's a very great and feature-rich game. And so, and then, yeah, like Thousand Year Door, you know, it's some people may find it a little bit expensive because it's a remake, but now, well, look at that. It's $30. It doesn't necessarily run better on Switch 2, but yeah, between Mario Odyssey Sports and Splatoon 3, okay, well, like, yeah, okay, if you want to shell out the money for a Switch 2, it is a little bit expensive, but there is, for new people, for new buyers, well, look at that. You actually can pick up a little handful of games for decently cheap. So that's good. So this really helps out people who are new to the ecosystem, but then for people who have been around for a long time, who've been on the Switch train for 8 years or whatever, there's a number of games here that people might not have wanted to spend full price on. You've got games like Donkey Kong Country Returns HD and Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. These are remasters. You know, Returns HD in particular is a very, very bare bones remaster. It's not a humongous value, so probably plenty of people who want the game, they just didn't want to spend full price on it. So there you go. It's $40, much more reasonable. Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe is a much, much better remaster than DK, but it's still a remaster / remake, whatever you want to call it. So, you know, not everyone might have wanted to bite at $60, but now it's a lot more reasonable. And then you have games like Princess Peach and Echoes of Wisdom, where they're kind of divisive. You know, like you don't necessarily know if you're going to like it until you play it. I know there's like a demo for Princess Peach, but you know what I mean? It's the kind of thing where I think a lot more people are going to be a lot more amenable to a $40 price for those games. That's much less of a risk. And I suppose Thousand Year Door really does fit into both categories. It's something for new people to play, but then it's also something where people are like, oh, I love the game, but I own the game on GameCube, so I don't want to spend $60 on it. So there you go. Now it's only $30. And then, and then Luigi's Mansion 3. That's kind of just whatever. That's for whoever. That's really any player could benefit from a $40 Luigi's Mansion 3. That's just a good game right there. So yeah, it's not a humongous list by any means, but there's some pretty heavy hitters on there. Some real evergreen Switch classics, Splatoon 3, Switch Sports, Mario Odyssey, Luigi's Mansion 3. Those are all games that sold really, really, really well. And then some smaller stuff in there too. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of a little something for everyone. Again, can't give that much credit to Nintendo. If this is only at select retailers and only once a year. You know, you can do deals other times of the year, too. I don't know if Nintendo's realized this, but generally when they do, like, oh, Valentine's Day sale, then you get your, like, 10, 15% off stuff. Like, can we get some more of these? Can we, like, keep it rolling? Keep it rolling. Get a few more deals like this throughout the year. Maybe put some of them on the eShop. I don't know. It'd be something. It'd be a start. Again, it's give and take. You gotta give. You're gonna take that much. You gotta give a little bit. So while I can't give them a ton of credit, I am at least happy that a lot of people will probably be able to enjoy a lot of these games for the first time. I mean, $30 for Thousand Year Door. I mean, come on. That game's not even that old. That's what's great about this. You have classic games, but then you have games that came out in just the last couple years. Peach, Echoes of Wisdom, Thousand Year Door. Like, those are pretty new games. I mean, Paper Mario, it's, I don't know, 30 FPS. Oh, how about 30 USD? Huh? It's a no-brainer. So, yeah, I don't know how much these will actually sell. I don't know how many of you. Well, there's the thing. Tell me with your words. Go to the comments. Are any of you actually like, hey, yeah, no, I'm totally gonna, like, you gonna pick up any of these for these prices? I really would like to know.